Hey viewers. Welcome to Goodies video. We all know that some foods are better for our health than others. But are there any unhealthy to avoid completely? Eating a healthy diet that is full of nutrients will not only improve your health but will also help to reduce the risk of developing certain critical diseases like cancer. Certain researchers and recently completed few long-term studies have brought to light some alarming results on cancer-causing foods. Now, here are a few cancer-causing foods you should try to avoid in your diet. Before we begin this video, don't forget to subscribe to our Goodies channel for more tips. Like this and turn on notifications so you never miss our new videos. Number 1. Pop soda. Sodas are overloaded with sugar, an empty source of calories that can be very detrimental to your health. In addition to being linked with weight gain, inflammation, and insulin resistance, this sweet caffeinated beverage can lead to gastroesophageal reflux disease. This condition causes the stomach acid to leak back into the esophagus, resulting in pain and burning. Ouch. A recent study by the American Journal of Nutrition found that soda drinkers actually have a higher risk of stroke than non-soda consumers. In addition to this, soda pop contains a compound of artificial colorings and chemicals. So it's no surprise that drinking soda can lead to a higher risk of cancer. Number 2. Potato chips. Who doesn't love the taste of a buttery, salty, crunchy potato chips? While they are really amazingly very satisfying for snacking, the negative effect they have on your body may be very hard to stomach. Potato chips are calorie-dense and high in fat content, both of which contribute to unwanted weight gain. Not to mention most of the popular brands are high in trans fats and sodium, which can cause high blood pressure. Don't forget that most potato chips at the supermarket store contain artificial preservatives and dyes that are fried at a high temperature to attain a crunchy taste. This process creates what is called acrylamide. Acrylamide is a known carcinogen that is found in cigarettes, which are cancer-causing agent. Although they are delicious to taste, potato chips can cause some very undesirable effects as a part of your daily diet. Number 3. Processed meats. Processed meats, including hot dogs, sausages, bacon, and most lunch meats, can be damaging to your health. These meats added with chemicals and excessive amounts of salt used in the process of manufacturing. A recent study by researchers was published in the Journal of BMC Medicine. In this study, people who ate more than 160 grams of processed meat increased their risk of death by as much as 44% over the course of 12 years. The study itself was conducted over 13 years and across 10 countries. The chemicals and preservatives, including sodium nitrates, in processed meats are used to improve their appearance on store shelves. However, these same chemicals are commonly known as carcinogens, which causes cancer. Number 4. Canned tomatoes. Tomatoes, universally used as a staple in many healthy diets, can be made hazardous when canned. The can lining is usually made with a chemical substance called bisphenol A, more commonly known as BPA. The FDA is extremely concerned by BPA, as it has been shown to alter brain chemistry in research done on rats. As a result, there have been efforts by the Food and Drug Administration to reduce and eventually eliminate BPA from canned food products, not just tomatoes. The reason canned tomatoes are so dangerous in particular is that tomatoes are very acidic. Acidic foods can cause more rapid leaching of BPA from the can lining into the food. The BPA content from canned tomatoes can be so high that some brands warn parents not to feed them to their children. Number 5. Microwaved popcorn. no movie is complete without popcorn. The most demanding, convenient, relatively healthy snack is seemingly harmless. The culprit here isn't the popcorn itself, but the bag that it's microwaved in. Typically, microwave popcorn bags are lined with a chemical referred to as perfluorooctanoic acid, or PFOA. Quite a mouthful term, is not it? This toxin is more commonly known to exist in Teflon. Apart from this, studies conclude that PFOA has been found to significantly increase the risk of liver, bladder, kidney, and testicular cancer in humans in several other studies. Number 6. Hydrogenated oils. These sorts of oils are significantly linked to heart diseases, immune system deficiency, and of course cancer. Vegetable oil, one of the most commonly used kinds of hydrogenated oil, is so dangerous because many varieties are high in harmful trans fats. Trans fats are not the healthy type of fat to consume. Even the US FDA has concluded that trans fats should generally not be regarded as safe for consumption, contrary to their former opinion. A great way to substitute hydrogenated oils in your diet is to use olive, coconut, or grapeseed oil. For cooking, grapeseed oil is a fantastic option since it has a higher smoke point, the point at which the heated oil begins to produce carcinogens, in comparison to other oils. 7. French fries. These little fried sticks of potato are salty, delicious, and satisfying. However, by and large, most cheap French fries are made with hydrogenated vegetable oil and topped with an excess of sodium. Trans fats and salt, as discussed previously, can increase your risk of high blood pressure, obesity, and other numerous diseases. Apart from this, French fries commonly contain a chemical known as acrylamide. Any food that's fried at high temperatures has a chance of containing this. Acrylamide is also found in cigarette smoke and even building insulation. It gets even deadly. This compound has been linked to an increased risk of cancer. Number 8. Farm-raised fish. Fish, commonly very healthy meat that's high in protein, good fats, and fatty acids, can also have adverse effects. A recent study at the University of Albany shows that farmed fish, salmon, cod, tilapia, have been found to be chock full of antibiotics, pesticides, and flame retardants. Crazy. If that's not convincing, I don't know what is. Each of those chemicals alone has been substantially linked to cancer, and in combination, they make a deadly lethal cocktail. Number 9. Alcohol. A long study over 14 years, conducted on American women analyzing their diet and lifestyle habits. Out of the 200,000 postmenopausal women participating, those who consumed at least one alcoholic beverage a day showed almost a 30% increase in breast cancer rates in comparison to those who did not drink alcohol. Surprised? Or not convinced? Next to deadly tobacco use, alcohol is the second leading cause of cancer. Apart from this, alcohol use can be associated with heart failure, stroke, and sudden death. However, there is an exception with the hope of a silver lining. Moderate consumption can actually be healthy and reduces the risk of heart disease. Number 10. Artificial sweetener. Most health-conscious people have made the mistake of assuming that artificial sugar replacements are actually better for you than real sugar. They aren't just wrong, they're harmfully wrong. In addition to causing more weight gain than ordinary sugar, artificial sweeteners such as aspartame make it extremely difficult to control blood sugar levels. This causes a huge problem for diabetics trying to manage insulin levels. However, the research hasn't been concluded yet. There is sufficient evidence that many artificial sweeteners end up breaking down in your body into a substance called DKP. DKP is a lethal toxin that can produce chemicals that have been linked to brain tumors and cancer. Number 11. Refined sugars. This is not as terrible as artificial sweeteners. Refined sugar is still something to avoid. In addition to gear up your insulin levels, they provide an excellent fuel source for cancer cells. Back in 1931, researchers found that cancer cells have a taste for sweets. They discovered that tumors grow dependent on sugar to increase cancer cell production and size. Refined sugars, such as high fructose corn syrup, are more easily converted into cancer cell growth than regular sugar. Unfortunately, high fructose corn syrup is still found in thousands of food products at the neighborhood supermarket. Number 12. Smoked meat. Smoked barbecue meat, which is profoundly tender and delicious, is also loaded with carcinogens. In the smoking process, the meat absorbs tar from the smoke, which in turn is absorbed by your body when eaten. This accumulation of tar is the leading cause of cancer. Meanwhile, grilled meats, when prepared with the appropriate cooking oil, can cut the carcinogen content down significantly. Hope you will pass on the smoked brisket next time you go out for dinner. Number 13. Pickled foods. Pickles, whether you love them or hate them, have been linked to increased risk for gastric cancer in a recent study done by the Mount Sinai School of Medicine in 2014. By studying people who consumed pickled items regularly, scientists concluded that they faced a 50% increased risk of gastric cancer, compared to subjects that did not consume pickled products frequently. While this may be shocking that such a common food item could lead to increased cancer risks, infrequent consumption of pickles, and pickled products, does not appear to have any negative impact. In the long-run observations, this research has helped identify a possible reason why gastric cancer rates are so high in densely populated Asian countries, where pickled foods are extremely popular. Number 14. Refined white flour. Surprisingly, you haven't really heard much about refined white flour, or know reasons why it's something to avoid. That's because the food industry has tactically picked the name refined white flour to describe what should really be called bleached flour. That's right, after bleaching the flour, studies have found that traces of the chemicals remain in it. The more highly processed the flour is, the higher the carbohydrate content is as well. Refined carbs may increase blood triglycerides and blood sugar levels and increase insulin production, a favorite food source for cancer cells. This alone isn't that lethal, however. Try to understand the fact that a diet high in carbs increases triglycerides, blood sugar levels, and insulin production, which is a favorite food source for cancer cells. Hope you appreciate our video. Please hit the like button and share with your friends. Do not forget to subscribe to our Goodies channel for more tips. See you soon within the next video. Live beautifully. Be strong and healthy.